eh, 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 eh. You guys, I am so excited today, super excited. And I'll tell you why shortly. So, a couple months ago, I started a journey to get trained and equipped about the things that I love so much. And it's family life, right? Family life, supporting families in crisis, and just helping people thrive in their family life, whether it's in marriage or parenting, or maybe just helping people walk through some of the traumas that they've gone through in their life. So I started this journey, and then I'm just really excited. And maybe you're wondering, why family life? Why nothing else? Why is she so excited about family life? So I'll share my story with you shortly, and why I am so passionate about family life and seeing that families understand how to thrive in their family life. So I was raised in a very chaotic and dysfunctional environment, right? Like I would say when I'm sharing my story, I was raised by my grandparents, and it was really bad that in the same house, they had separate kitchen, they had separate TV, they never did things together. And I was raised in that environment. Some of my aunties and uncles around, some of them never understood what it means to raise a child or to listen to a child. So I was that child who was shut down a lot. I was that child who struggled with, self-esteem, because I never had a voice while I was growing up. And I remember that every time when I see some of these things happen, especially sometimes when I go out as a teenage girl, then I don't even want to come back home. In fact, there was a time I was thinking that maybe I would just abscond and just go somewhere, because I was just tired of the chaos at home. And so I've always just really thought about that there has to be a better way to do family than what I see in this environment. These cannot be the ideal. The ideal cannot be that, couples are yelling at each other, they are cursing each other, they never did things together. I mean, they were just very far from it. And so I told myself, there has to be a better way. I don't know what that look like, but there has to be a better way to do family than what I am seeing. And so, I struggled through the trauma and just survived whatever was going on at that time. But I knew I wanted to do something about it. I knew that if I was going to get married, if I was going to become a mom, I don't want to do some of these things. I don't want to do these things to my own kids. So when it was time for me to go to the university, I said I was going to study counseling. Why? Because I want to know the science behind marital bliss. I want to know the principles that guide raising confident kids, raising kids who feel loved, raising kids who can think and be curious and just really face life with a very, very bold personality. And so I studied counseling, and after I graduated with my bachelor, I knew there was just still something more that I was looking for. And then eventually, family systems engineering came up. And honestly, one of the things I love about this certification program that I did is that they provided the how. One of the things that frustrates me too while I was growing up and just see a lot of people teach about marriage and family life is the fact that many people teach what to do. They tell you, when you get married, you and your partner should communicate in a loving and a fun way. But how do you actually do that? They tell you that when you're having conflict with your partner, you don't talk at the same time. But how do you actually, calm down in a time where you feel your partner has done something you don't like? How do you calm down at that time? How do you communicate in a way that you don't hurt your partner? How do you communicate in a way that you're able to communicate the things that you don't feel comfortable about, yet you don't destroy your relationship, yet you don't destroy the personality of your partner? And so going through the certification course that I just finished and graduated today gave me the tools to be able to give couples and families the how, which is missing in a lot of things that many people who teach family life, teach today. And then there's something that, I've always just really think about, which is, why do people act the way they act in marriage? Why do some people come into marriage? Personally, for me, when we started dating in my relationship, anytime we have misunderstanding, I don't want to talk. And anytime I feel like I want to talk, I'm either yelling or I'm attacking my partner. And then eventually, I was asking, why am I like this? What is happening to me? Why can't I just address issues in a loving and a fun way? And then I realized that I was acting based on the system that was imputed in me as a child. So remember, I told you guys that I was raised in an environment where it was chaotic. Anytime there was misunderstanding, everybody's yelling and saying demeaning words to each other. And that was the environment I grew up in. And so when I started my relationship, I brought that trauma right into my relationship. But I had a desire to do something right. So when I saw that I was repeating the same pattern that I never liked when I was growing up, and I decided to seek for help. So while we were dating, my husband and I signed up for a lot of classes, a lot of courses to be able to just really help me work on some of those things I had carried since I was a child. So now it's making sense why a lot of people have issues in their marriage, because they are both coming from different backgrounds, and they have really good things that they are bringing, but they are really unhealthy pattern that they are bringing into their marriage as they are coming together with their couple. For example, if you were raised in a home where maybe your dad never listened to your mom, your dad was the Lord and Savior, he was the king, most likely as a guy, if you are coming into marriage, that's what you're likely to do to your wife. If you never see something that was better, if you never had a different intervention, that's what you're likely to do. But I'm just going to stop this video here. But what I'm saying is, I'm so excited that I get to be equipped to do the things that I love. And what does this mean? It means that I am here to support families, specifically if you want to get married and you want to know how can you do marriage in a way that is beautiful. How can you create a family that serves the best interest of all, right? And if you are somebody who wants to get married, there are some things you've seen in your background, maybe the way your parents did things, and you just want to do something better. Wishes are not enough. You have to get the strategy. You have to get the principles to help you be able to walk out of those unhealthy patterns that you've seen and then build another pattern. And I'm so excited to meet you all. My name is Sarah, and I look forward to meeting you. Bye-bye.